Yesterday, the PGA Championship, the Ringo star of the golf majors, concluded. Jason Duffner took home the Wanamaker Trophy. Did my homework, Paulie. Wanamaker Trophy.
Well, look at you.
Jason Duffner holding it up, looking like a guy that came out of the gallery and said, "Hey, Ma, I got the trophy." Joining us now to help us make sense of all this stuff, Rich Lerner of the Golf Channel. Rich, how would you describe Jason Duffner's overall look and demeanor?
He looks like a guy in the gallery. The Wanamaker Trophy is named for a guy called Rodman Wanamaker, who owned Wanamaker's department store, which was, in the last century, was a big deal in the Northeast. He looks like a guy you'd see at the mall just shuffling around. What you love about Duff, a few things. First of all, there's sort of the goofy golf name, Duffner. Hey, Duff. It's not as exciting as Tiger Woods, is it? It's Jason Duffner. He has the hair, he's got the name, he's got the waggle. And any Honeymooner fans from way back when, and I'm a huge Honeymooners fan, remembers the Art Carney waggle, right? The Ed Norton waggle, I should say. Hello, Bull. So he has that going for him. And then he's kind of just your everyman. I mean, he doesn't look like a modern tour pro, does he? He's not one of these guys who's all belt buckle with the designer pants. And this is the guy that skips the 500 crunches before breakfast and goes for the bacon and eggs and then backs it up with a dip of Copenhagen. He's in no hurry, and he doesn't feel a need to impress anyone. And he's kind of become a little bit of a cult figure out here. He's, in a strange way, bizarre way, he's kind of caught fire.
Is he the next John Daly, not in the bad ways, but in the good ways?
That's a
or
good
maybe
comparison.
the bad ways.
I haven't heard that one yet, Mike. But, I mean, I guess, yeah, in the sense that maybe he is sort of every man. He might be John Daly, minus the Budweisers, minus the big gambling habit.
Now, what aspect of Jason Duffner's game is going to serve him well going forward as he tries to build on what he did this weekend?
Good question, and it's what we saw yesterday. It's his ability to hit it right down the center line, right down the cut line of the fairway. And this is what's hurting Tiger Woods right now. Major championships are set up in a very difficult fashion. The rough is higher, the fairways are pinched in, they're narrower, and so you can't spray the tee ball. It hurts Phil on occasion too. Duffner pipes it and he hits it straight, and he knocks down flag sticks with his irons. If he has a weakness, it's his short game, but at major championships, if you can drive it consistently straight, you can contend, and that will serve him very well at the majors going forward.
Talking to Rich Lerner of the Golf Channel, is it a bigger story that Tiger Woods failed yet again to win a major than it is that Duffner won his first?
Well, I mean, look, Mike, people are always going to focus on Tiger. So in some quarters, I suppose it will be. In golf circles, the winner is the story, and it should be. But you can't deny that Tiger is in a spot right now, and it's kind of curious. I mean, he's probably the front runner for Player of the Year. There's still bigger tournaments left to decide that, and it's probably close between Mickelson and Woods. And Woods has, and I'll get back to the no majors in a second. But Player of the Year, Tiger has 5 wins. That's a career for most guys. I mean, Tom Lehman, who was a highly respected player, now in his 50s. Lehman was a Ryder Cup captain. Tom Lehman won 5 tournaments for his entire career. Tiger's already won 5, and we're just dipping into August at this point. So he's the front runner for Player of the Year. But Mickelson is right there, even with his 2 wins, because of the significance of the round that he shot at Muirfield at the British Open. It was one of the greatest rounds in history. It came at a major. And on top of it, Phil finished second at the U.S. Open. So Phil's been much better at the majors, which count more heavily. So we do have these FedEx Cup playoffs down the road. So Player of the Year is still up for grabs, and Tiger very much has a chance to win that. But all that said, we know he's posted Nicklaus's record on his wall since he was a kid, 18 majors, and he hasn't won one in more than 5 years. The bright side, he is right on pace with Jack at the same point. Tiger's 37. He turns 38 in December. He's played 64 majors as a professional. At that very same point, when Jack had played 64 majors as a pro And when he was 37, he too had 14 major titles. So Tiger's right there. And by the way, at that same point, Nicklaus had 64 total wins outside the majors, and Tiger has 79. And that's the other thing that's going to begin to sort of overshadow, in a positive way for Tiger, the fact that he hasn't won a major, is that he's within 3 of Sam Snead, which is also one of the greatest records in history. 82 tour wins. Tiger's only 3 behind. So there'll be big buzz as he inches closer to that. Next year, the major venues should set up well for Tiger. Augusta, always, but he hasn't won there since '05. But then they go to Pinehurst for the U.S. Open. He's been second and third there, I believe, in 2 major starts. They go to Royal Liverpool for the British Open. He won going away there in 2006. And then they play the PGA at Valhalla in Kentucky, where he beat Bob May famously in that playoff. So next year is absolutely crucial, and I think everybody will feel better if he wins a Masters, say, and then he's back on track. If he goes another whole year without a major, then it's going to be dire. And at this point, I just don't think he's going to get it done. I just think it's too much to ask. The competition's gotten too good.
Great stuff, Rich, and we'll be talking to you again down the road. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Thanks, Mike.
That last point he made, and I was thinking this, you get to a level where you're just gripping the clubs too tight. You can tell yourself, okay, I'm still on track with where Jack Nicklaus was, but it's been 5 years. And with each passing year, the window is getting narrower and narrower. And with the fairways getting narrower at the majors, is that what's in his head, that each opportunity is one fewer to catch Nicklaus?
I wonder what a guy like Tiger Woods, who seems like he works out like crazy, he looks like an NFL defensive back, and he looks at Duffner and says, do I even need to be working out like this? Do I need to be doing that? Duffner obviously could do it without it. Maybe
that's the key. Break out to Copenhagen. Have that milkshake Peter King was talking about earlier in the show.
IV, some Dreamland barbecue.
And just have at it. Why bother? If it's going to work for a guy who apparently does nothing other than play golf, then take the uniform off and enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life.